Do you think your iPhone is basically a piece of cutting-edge technology? Think again. Beneath its clean form lies a story of hidden costs that affect your money, privacy, and possibly the environment. Hang on as we uncover the truth about these devices. Let's dive in. Although iPhones are the most popular smartphone brand in the United States and have a global reach, they are not cheap. The most recent iPhone model can cost more than $1,000, leaving many people questioning why they are so expensive and whether it is worthwhile to buy one. There are several reasons why iPhones are so pricey. They combine cutting-edge technology to provide a seamless interface and a user-friendly experience, and Apple works hard to sell them, spending heavily on advertising. Ultimately, they attain a greater price. Despite being one of the world's largest and most admired companies, Apple has never been free of controversy. Here are some of the most significant conflicts that Apple has faced over the years, ranging from clashes with competitor corporations and the government to accusations of work conditions. Anti-competitive. Apple's insistence, backed by Jobs, that the business had complete control over its products from start until their completion has resulted in allegations of anti-competitive behavior. Apple's physical sealing of various goods, like the 2012 MacBook Pro with Retina display, was criticized for preventing users from self-repairing. In the early days of iTunes, the European Union expressed concern over Apple's restrictions on iTunes Store sales, which were determined by the location in which the user's payment details were located, resulting in circumstances where some paid higher prices. Exploitation. The majority of Apple's product assembly is done in China by contractors, and multiple investigations have found that laborers are pushed to labor in sweatshop conditions, with additional allegations of a series of suicides tied to exhausted workers emerging in 2010. Apple has since implemented yearly auditing to oversee working and living conditions, although some remain unhappy. Tax at Apple, like many large international firms, has been accused of utilizing tax shelters to protect its revenue. The corporation has been accused of manipulating Ireland and Luxembourg to obtain tax benefits, claims that the European Commission is looking into. In an interview, CEO Tim Cook referred to the move as political crap. Patent battles. In an ongoing struggle with Samsung, Apple has been involved in a slew of patent infringement lawsuits and countersuits over the alleged copying of smartphone designs. Apple has attempted to have some Samsung devices withdrawn from sale in the United States, and a recent $120 million verdict in Apple's favor has now been overturned by the US Court of Appeals. Another case is about to go to the Supreme Court. Antitrust. The Apple ecosystem refers to the seamless integration of several Apple products. Messages, for example, use the internet rather than cell towers to display messages instantly on your Apple Watch, MacBook, and iPhone. The more you invest in the company, the more you gain access to its ecosystem. The Apple ecosystem is built such that every detail must go via Apple. Now, whether it's apps, services, or even the way currency gets transferred through Apple devices, Apple could theoretically profit from everything. When you buy an app from the App Store, you may pay $2 or $3, but not all of that money goes to the creator. Apple grabs a slice of the pie along the way. To their credit, Apple has done an excellent job of keeping vendors within the scope of that agreement and environment. It's nice when your Apple products function well together. The problem is that there are some antitrust implications there, which means that if I want to use a smartwatch that isn't Apple, it doesn't work as well as Apple. And it isn't just because the platforms are different. Apple intentionally makes it tough for non-Apple items to interact with the iPhone. Planned obsolescence. For many years, there was an assumption in the tech community that when a new iPhone was produced, existing iPhones would become slower. Users speculated that this planned ploy would fool people into purchasing a new product they did not require. While this had been assumed for a long time, benchmark testing in 2017 confirmed it, revealing that Apple purposely slowed down older phones. Following the court verdict, Apple was fined more than $27 million for intentionally slowing down older iPhones. Apple's business model is heavily reliant on people purchasing new devices, so intentional obsolescence is unavoidable to some level. Apple's cult has been discussed for years, and millions of fans all across the world revere and praise the company's every action. They passionately defend the firm on social media and buy every product that comes out, and this is no surprise. Apple stores are famous for the way they welcome customers into the Apple family and for the design of their spaces, which is heavily copyrighted. The tall ceilings, white walls, and open-plan design are all associated with the Apple brand. That type of design is far more similar to being inside a community worship center or a huge church from the late 20th century than your typical big-box retailer. Finally, while Apple continues to set the standard for technological innovation and design quality, it is critical that users understand the wider impact of their choices. The true cost of an iPhone goes above its price tag and includes economic exploitation, environmental damage, ethical issues about labor abuses, and deliberate obsolescence. As informed customers, we must carefully consider these variables and hold firms responsible for their influence on society and the environment. That is the end of this video. Let's meet again with another interesting video.